Yeah.
Yeah.
I think in terms of technology, one thing that I'm sort of like excited about or excited for is using artificial intelligence in music creation or actually
Yo.
augmenting uh, like music creation. It's like I like the idea of an AI as a collaborator, where I could input
Yeah.
something and then it spits it back what it thinks would actually go well with whatever you know I've inputted, and
Have you explored Holly
yeah,
Herndon's
I
work?
have I have. I mean, I'm a big fan of her work
It's
and a
so
big fan of her
amazing.
podcast
Oh,
too. Yeah,
so good.
yeah, so good.
Yeah, I love that thing that they're developing. Like, did she develop like some sort of AI
Yeah,
voice or AI thing that sings
yeah,
with
yeah. It's
her?
called
That's
Spawn.
so
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh
And
my
and that
god,
AI like lives in a gaming computer, and that
that's
AI
crazy.
is also trained with it's trained on her voice and her past work, I believe. And so it has
Yeah,
all these knowledge of like the melodies and that she likes or that she tends to create. um
it's like you're cloning yourself. You're cloning yourself to become your best collaborator.
yeah,
It's so
sort
interesting.
of, yeah, yeah. It's like AI as tool, AI as collaborator. So I'm interested in that notion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of like looking at AI as an ally more than an enemy. You know how this like growing up, they sort of develop this idea that AI is
Hmm.
evil,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's like I feel like at the end of the day, it's still programmed by a person.
Yeah.
So it's like it will reflect its creator in a way. For me, that's how I
Mhm.
feel about AI.
I think it's prevalent in a lot of like pop culture. I mean, like Cyberpunk is a good example. Westworld.
I
I
love
love Westworld
Westworld. Oh my
also,
god.
but the
Yeah.
notion that AI as enemy, AI as sort of a replacement of humans. I mean, it is also possible that can happen, but I feel like
True.
you know, no one talks about AI as augmentation, as actually expanding
Mm.
human capability. So I mean, I'm more interested
Yeah.
in that rather than AI as actually
Same.
replacing humans.
Mm.
Yeah,
Same. That's also where I stand
yeah.
with AI.
What do you think, Faye? Do you have any thoughts on that, on AI, or you know?
It's like Hatsune Miku.
True.
Just got to be
Yeah,
friends
Yeah.
with her. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hatsune Miku is our friend,
yeah.
not
Yeah.
our enemy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. Have you guys watched the video of these like dancing robots? I think Boston Dynamics released this video of these like group of robots just dancing to music, and it's
No, I
so
haven't seen that.
interesting
Mm.
how it's just so fascinating how these robots like move, and it's just so fluid. Yeah,
Yeah. Is it almost human like
almost
already?
human like. It's got
Mm.
very precise movements, and it's not really like it's actually very fluid. It's very like it's really cool. It's really cool to see.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
There's a very good movie that if you two haven't seen it already, I feel addresses some of these concepts of AI as more of a friend, but really being questioning the the authenticity and
Mm.
the extent of the love and friendship. Is it a Spielberg film, AI, artificial intelligence?
Oh
Mm.
shit! I watched
Um,
that.
yeah, how did you feel about that movie?
It made me cry. I,
It
I I
was
don't know. It's
sad.
like
It was
I
sad.
watched it. I watched it with my mom in the cinema when I was a young boy, and it like made me cry. But I loved it. I loved it. It did explore that aspect. Like it was a sad movie. Mark, you
Mhm.
should watch
Yeah,
that.
I will watch
Honestly,
it.
it's like
I'll watch it.
one of
You would
one
love
of my
it.
favorites as
It's a little
well.
creepy too.
It is creepy.
Yeah,
Oh
the
my
end is
god,
very creepy. Um,
Yeah.
the
but
ending
yeah,
stuck to me. I'm not gonna say, but even the shot, it's just like it's stuck in my brain whenever I think about the
Huh.
movie. Oh my
yeah.
god,
I saw it recently and it's creepy to me.
I'm ready
Yeah,
to cry. I'm ready to cry again. Actually, I should watch it again.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm not sure how many other films I've seen that really address, um, that sort of aspect of love in
Mm.
Yeah,
AI.
in AI. Yeah,
Yeah, like a more of a familial love. not like just a romantic, or I feel like a lot of cyberpunk mostly dwells on like romantic or like sexual kind of affection or love. But yeah, there's more yeah.
Yeah.
That movie really sort of humanized or like explored that angle, like a more of like a desire to be human. From an AI perspective. Most other films or animations that I've seen are always like political or like dystopian.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever seen like the Matrix Animatrix?
Oh yeah,
like the second
I love that
Renaissance?
series, Animatrix.
That was my
So
favorite.
good.
Yeah, so good.
It sort of reminded me. There's this book that I'm reading. It's called Pharmaco AI, and it's written by this person who collaborated with GPT-3, which is a neural network, an AI essentially, trained on literature and human knowledge. And so, it could actually spit out, fully formed sentences that make sense. It's pretty smart. And so, this person has collaborated with it and, has written the book by inputting, just a few, like little phrases here and there. And I think if I remember correctly, there was a portion of the book where they asked the AI, what would, like, how do we evolve as humans? How do we move forward? How do we not destroy ourselves? And you know what the AI said? The AI said that you should look into plants, especially plant medicine, because and how that would open up. It's so like very like singularity sort of vibes. It's like this human creation is actually telling the human that for your species to survive is to actually look at plants, look at nature, see like experience plant medicine. And see what portals open, and stuff like that. It was just trippy. It's like a machine actually saying that, recommending that,